following the airborne river of winged brains, I was ultimately brought to what seemed at first to be a steel wall, held together with colossal beams and rivets. To either side, it appeared to gradually curve away, the exterior of a roughly circular structure. And high above me, my stream of brainflies were pouring through this grated porthole 100 feet wide, gaps just large enough to accommodate their wingspans. I could make out additional portholes to my distant left and right, more slimy flocks streaming in. This had to be it. Home base, the mothership. The catwalk continued through a significantly smaller porthole into something like a vast stadium. Distant electric lights confirming a circular shape about a mile across. Its floor was solid, polished concrete, while its ceiling was obscured by a torrential storm of living bodies. Dozens of brainfly streams converging into the open roof of a looming concrete tube at the center of it all. A good 20 stories in height, an eerie green glow poured from the top of the monolithic tower, like some doorway to another realm. A wormhole back to whatever obscene universe the things truly called home. A three-dimensional web of suspended pathways encircled it all, intertwining with a network of immense, grimy pipes a semi could have driven through. It was all so magnificent, so horrific, that I almost didn't realize that I was still moving forward, my jaw hanging in dumb fascination. Nor did I immediately grasp the significance of a metallic sound from behind me. A sound like a gate being shut. My brain mulled over the thought for a few more moments before I wheeled around in a rush of panic. The tunnel had indeed closed off. The soft roar of the brainfly tornado was joined by a new sound not unlike the bleating of an alarm bell. And then came the meat. I had the good sense to start moving as soon as the nearest gaping pipe began to shudder and gurgle, trickling a thin stream of red-brown slime for a few moments, before finally erupting with a torrent of chunky sludge. All meat. Meat and meat juice. A few yards away, another pipe vomited to life. At first, I thought the intention would be to drown me. I didn't doubt for a second that there was enough meat in the factory plumbing to fill this place completely. But it was quickly apparent that my demise wouldn't be so simple. See, the meat seemed to spread out much farther than mere gravity would dictate. Wherever I ran, it seemed to flow directly towards me, winding in streams like the pseudopods of an enormous amoeba. Not my imagination. It was the worst-case scenario, but at this point, far from surprising. I'd already seen moving, twitching things come out of the takeout windows. Things that couldn't possibly have been alive, but wriggled frantically even as they were torn apart and devoured the increasingly fatter, greasier mouths of my neighbors. A chain of green-tinged sausages rose shakily from a nearby heap like an intoxicated cobra. I gagged a little. Emerging from mostly the outer edges of the chamber, the living flesh was forcing me closer towards the tower, where I would have no choice but to ascend the catwalks. I was probably going to die either way, and it was probably going to be hideous. At least I might sneak a glimpse at an alien world on my way out.